Like this video, subscribe to this channel, and click on the link in the description box below to sign up for the Tiger Fitness newsletter. Within a week of publishing this video, we will give out a $50 gift card to tigerfitness.com to one lucky person who does all of these steps. Boom! What's up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, tigerfitness.com, CEO, MTS Nutrition. A tragic story in Australia. A West Australian fitness model have warned, the family of this fitness model have warned about the dangers of protein supplements as they contributed to a young mother's death. I know a lot of you guys are thinking, how can this happen? I mean, a protein supplement is akin to eating a powdered chicken breast. It's simply concentrated protein. I saw this headline. It was actually texted over to me by a person who watched our YouTube channel. I'm like, dude, there's got to be, like, what's going on? Like, was it contaminated? Was it tainted? Whatever it is, we need to get to the bottom of this. And as we did with amphetamines and pre-workouts and every other thing, for example, we were the first site, I believe, to get rid of HCG weight loss products on our site because they were just completely ridiculous, right? Here's the deal. Meegan Hefford, a 25-year-old mother of two, was found unconscious in her Mandurah apartment and was pronounced dead days later. She's been competing as a bodybuilder since 2014, was on a diet of protein shakes and eating protein-rich foods, including lean meat and egg whites. She was a bodybuilder studying paramedicine and a mother to a 7-year-old daughter and 5-year-old son. Very attractive girl, very attractive lady. She was preparing for another bodybuilding competition, but her mother said she was having way too much protein. Okay, way too much protein, I'd like that defined. For example, the average American, I know this in Australia, eats a lot of protein because our high intake of animal proteins and meats and red meat and eggs. Relatively speaking, over 50 grams of protein to a lot is considered high protein. She was preparing, following her death, it was discovered that Miss Hefford had a rare genetic disorder which stopped her body from breaking down protein properly. Okay. Get this. Urea Cycle Disorder affects 1 in 8,000 people, caused the buildup of ammonia in Miss Hefford's blood and accumulation of fluid on her brain. There's just no way of knowing she had it, so because they didn't routinely test for it. Now, here's the deal. Instead of saying, you know what, it sucks, we didn't know, just like if someone doesn't know they eat a shellfish, have a shellfish allergy, they eat a little too much shrimp, they're like, you know what, it's just an unfortunate accident. Unfortunately, there's lawsuits to be had here. I'm not sure how Australia works, but in the U.S., there's a lawsuit waiting to happen. So the first thing you do, instead of going into her fridge, looking at the packets and packets and packages of steak, chicken, and tilapia, or it is Australia, kangaroo. I love the kangaroo in Australia. Here's what they do. There's medical advice on the back of all the supplements to seek out a doctor, but how many people actually do? So the fact that everything in her fridge was probably high protein. She probably even had fucking high protein bread. The family immediately points the finger at the only one they can. They can't point it at the chicken industry. They can't point it at the cattle industry. So they point it at the one people that they can, and that's the protein industry. And they're in mourning. I understand that they're looking for someone to blame. But honestly, here's the deal. I'll go over some facts. Miss White didn't realize her daughter was on protein supplements until after her death, when she found containers in her kitchen along with a diet plan. This is trying to make protein out to be like, well, we had no idea our daughter was on cocaine and heroin at the time. But you know what? After she was dead, we found the vials and vials of cocaine or packets. I don't even know how the fuck they have cocaine. And that's the thing. She is now calling on protein supplements to be more regulated. The Australian Medical Association says for the vast majority of people, these supplements aren't necessary, and there's no real health benefit, but for most, they're not dangerous either. Doctors say a balanced diet is all you need. Miss White hopes her daughter's story will serve as a warning, help save many more. Mrs. White, I am so sorry for your loss. I can't imagine losing my kid, but here's the deal. Your child was lost because they had a rare genetic disorder and followed a diet. Your daughter could have easily been in the mainstream population and followed the Atkins diet for weight loss, or just followed a standard diet and eat a little too much chicken breast and died. There is there's no regulation that needs to be done on the protein industry, the supplement industry that puts protein in powder form, as there is to the chicken industry, the dairy industry, the cow industry, you get what I'm saying, the egg industry, every industry that has a protein protein-containing product. The protein molecule found in this tub of MTS Whey is the exact same as the protein molecule. Sure, there might be some slight amino acids. At the end of the day, they're bound proteins. And this can also be found in vegan sources. There are a lot of like tofu. She could have died from a high intake of tofu. It isn't the dairy and the protein powder she drank that killed her. It is simply the fact she had a rare genetic disorder where 1 in 8,000 people have it. Very rare to have it. If you do, you'll probably, I'm guessing there's a way to find it earlier in life, although it's not routinely screened because it's extremely rare. What part of extremely rare don't you understand? So protein is essentially just powdered food. There's nothing magical. Somebody wrote the Tiger Fitness customer service the other day and asked, how much weight can I gain from 1 tub of MTS Whey? The answer is the same weight you'd gain from eating a packet of chicken breast with the same amount of protein. It adds to your overall caloric intake from protein calories. Here's the deal. You know what's going to kill people? Peanuts. Peanuts are so bad that I was on a flight the other day. Someone had a peanut allergy. They did not serve peanuts to the entire plane. And they did an announcement that peanuts are not to be used. Please refrain from eating any peanut-containing product because someone has a severe peanut allergy on this flight. I guarantee you that if someone had a chicken breast and ate this next to this woman, she would not go into anaphylactic shock. However, peanuts are that poisonous, so what's next? Do we ban peanuts? We're asking for is extreme governmental overreach on something that doesn't need to be regulated more than it is. People don't realize we don't need more regulations. We need to enforce what's on the books. For example, MTS Whey is made using NSF GMP regulations, right? What those do is they make sure that every gram claimed on this tub of whey, every single little gram of protein, everything in there is in the bottle, in the tub. And then if you go to tigerfitness.com and click on the link, we even post third-party lab analyses to show that we put real protein in it. We don't amino spike our proteins. The FDA simply needs to enforce what they have. Now, I will speak for Australia. The TGA is extremely stringent, so they have plenty of regulations. They just need to follow them, but that has nothing to do with this. The bottom line is, do not believe the hype of this headline. The family is grieving. They're searching for someone to blame, but unfortunately, sometimes stuff happens, and it's not good. And you know what? I'm sorry it happened, but it wasn't the protein powder's fault. Let me know what you feel. Actually, you know what? Even better, click on the link. Click on the link in the description box. We have an article about this. I want you to read about it. Let me know how you feel. And do you feel we should be more heavily regulated? We should follow the regulations on book? And do you feel that if we regulate protein powders, we should also ban things like peanuts because they might hurt somebody? Protein is after you've seen the studies, protein is extremely mild. It's not going to cause any damage to anybody who doesn't have a pre-existing condition. Let me know. Comment down below. Click on the link in the description box below. And that's not a game.